a lump of cheddar cheese. Lift one, prow one, drop one, cow one. Kick it.
Oh,
it's coming home, lads. It's coming home.
Somewhere out there, a wild KP has been in the pub since 1 p.m. I don't know how many beers he's on.
So Francis is going to the pub today at 1:30 to hold down a spot. Game's at 3 p.m. U.S. time, but we're very excited. We're very excited.
How many
hours were you in the pub the other day, Alex, holding the seat?
Like 5.5, I think.
5.5 hours early.
Yeah,
I think 1.5 should suffice in America.
There he is.
It's coming home, lads.
KP, what time are you going to the pub?
He's already there. Who said anything about this being a crypto show?
This is purely an England show.
Oh, there we go. I love you and leave you. But enjoy, KP. You'd be a fool to be sitting on this stream with this weather on a day like today. We're fools, frankly. But we are back, and I'm already there, pal. Lol. It's so.
Can we talk about how Saturday was the best day ever for sports fans?
Yeah, it was
England game, into Argentina game, into UFC, into Conor McGregor fight. I spent 9 hours in the pub on Saturday.
So I had
it was electric.
That's fucking sick. I actually had the perfect Saturday. I planned it beforehand as well. I woke up and I ran a PB 10K, which I was delighted with. It was a beautiful day. I finished it at a coffee shop. I got a black iced Americano. I had an incredible pastry. Patriot. There you are, Patriot. And I thought the only thing that could make this day better is if I then go to the pub 5 hours early and England win and we fucking...
And what a game too, dude. What a fucking game.
What a fucking game.
It was the best match I watched all World Cup. It was fucking electric.
I have to say, before we get too far into this, because we have undeniable energy, thanks to Plasma One for being the primary sponsor on the Blockmates podcast. I have some messages. You should go and you can use this QR code. YouTubers do that. It's like it's over there. Over there somewhere. You can sign up there, or you can find it in the link next to the underneath the stream. There's actually the UI, the UX is absolutely fucking sick, and we are, jokes aside, really, really good, really pleased to be working with them on a campaign for the next few months as primary sponsor of the show, because the product's awesome. They're offering 10% cash back on AI spend, 10% on eligible flights, 4% base cash back on qualified everyday purchases, and I'm going to get better at this ad read stuff, but you were doing us as well and them a huge favor if you sign up, use the Blockmates link, and go and help us keep the lights on, help us keep food on the table. You know, Henry even's done like a spinny little Blockmates plasma alternating graphic. What a great job. Well done, Henry. What a fucking guy. So, gentlemen, what a week. The ad read is done. Let's pick up the conversation and the energy on Saturday.
So I'm in the pub on Saturday with Francis, who's a UK lad, and the boys. And Francis, I'm gonna give a lot of shouts to Francis on this episode. Francis is, those guys who just live off willpower. Francis is what they call a willpower beast. He'll do anything he sets his mind to, which I admire greatly. And I turned to Francis. We're like 6 Guinnesses deep. Francis is like, we're properly on the piss. I'm like, Francis, should we do a 3-day fast this week? He's like, yeah, mate. So we shook hands, and now we've been on it. I've not eaten food in 65 hours because we shook hands on Saturday, and I'm not going to back out because he's not going to back out. So I've not eaten in 3 days, and we break our fast at tip-off for the England game this afternoon. So I am actually way more excited than you boys about England playing because I've not eaten food in 3 days.
Holy shit. Well done. How's that been?
I feel great. I mean, I feel like I have a lot of energy. Day one was super easy. Day one was super, super easy. Day two was a little bit more difficult. Yesterday was day two. I felt like my energy really sapped, but around midday. But I also didn't sleep much that night. So day one night I didn't sleep well, and that wasn't on the fast. It was just on me not sleeping well. I slept much better last night. I have to check my sleep score. I'm rocking the fitness tracker now. I know Grant is no longer on the fitness tracker game, but I'm joined the fitness tracker game. It tells me my sleep last night was, but we're waiting on it to load in. But I think I slept pretty good last night. I feel fine. It's like doing a cold plunge. Not eating is like, it's literally, I would almost exactly equate it to doing a cold plunge, where it's if you've been in a cold plunge for 2 or 3 minutes, you can be in a cold plunge for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Gotten past the hard part. I've gotten past the hard part. I don't need to eat. I can do 8 days right now. It's just a matter of like telling your brain when it can quit. It's just deciding when you quit. I could quit right now. I'd be very happy to eat food, but like I've set my goal for 3 p.m. and I will not be eating food until 3 p.m. It's purely a mental game.
Does Zins have calories?
I've been crushing Zins.
I love how the
app is a fucking liar. It says I got 6 hours of sleep last night, and it rated my sleep of 56, and it was incredibly poor sleep.
T-Dubs is mistaken saying eating's cheating for Ellie thinking that he's trying not to drink to get more hammered quickly, which is, I know you're not a big drinker, but you're actually just an incredibly dedicated faster, apparently.
We're talking about there's concept right now in the group chat of breaking the fast on a Guinness at 3 p.m. for tip-off. Debate, boys. 72 hours, no food.
That'd be the greatest tasting Guinness of all time, I think.
Of all time. I will get properly pissed off one beer, though. Like, I won't be able to walk.
Every time I look at your Instagram, you've either got a hot dog or a picture of someone else's hot dog.
Real and very. I've become a glizfluencer. I have one of my friends who's an actual influencer, shout out Mimi, and she's trying to get me to actually just go public and become a glizfluencer, like start rating hot dogs, because she's like, your story is just hot dogs. Anyway, if for anyone on here who just knows my Twitter presence, my Instagram presence is mostly just hot dog influencing to my close friends because I don't have a public Instagram. I would say I post a hot dog 3 to 4 times a week, with ratings, with reviews, or just sometimes just raw dog, you know?
Yeah. I've never eaten a New York hot dog stand dog.
They're usually gross. So they're usually gross, but it is something you should do. You were just here. You didn't have a hot dog?
I've never in all the times I've been.
Okay, so the best hot dog stand in New York, and here's some real alpha for you, is on 23rd outside the Capital One Lounge. There's a Nathan stand, and the thing about the Nathan stand is the guy at the Nathan stand, I don't know his name, but I'm assuming he's Yemeni. He grills the dogs, which is very rare because they're usually boiled dogs, and boiled dogs are gross. Yeah. Boiled dogs are no crisp, no chew, no bite. They're just nasty, just tubes of flaccid meat. But the grilled dog at Nathan's on 23rd is the alpha. It's a really good dog from a stand. Like I can go there and crush 2 or 3 dogs for breakfast, easy.
So look, right. One of the we are obviously gonna talk about the way the last few days have gone, but since Ellie is now weirdly decided that he wants a WOP, we are going to speak about the. It's so funny that people tuning into this. That why are you not talking about markets? We will talk about the markets. But I saw a tweet this week that was I have long since pulled myself out of the hole of getting way too sucked into like health maxing. And I thought this was really, really interesting. Just telling people they slept poorly led to impaired cognitive function. Telling them they slept fine preserved it. And it's screen grab from a report that basically shows the impact of like sleep scores and stuff like that on like your health watches and all this kind of shit, which you are showing. It's funny because you got your green screen up and is that a 56 health score?
56 sleep score, very poor.
Yeah, that's not great. Yeah.
And
but I think
I feel wonderful.
Yeah, but I have a theory, and it's not a theory, it's a way of life. This is the summer of pleasure maxing for me.
Tell me more.
Well, it's basically I've stumbled through the past 2 weeks of work, sort of just on semi fumes, kind of hungover, not been sleeping, still trying to get myself in the gym. It's a Wednesday night. As soon as I finish this stream, I will be going out to the pub. If we win tonight, the final would be on a Sunday, which means that Monday's a write-off. But I no longer. I've basically put my Garmin watch onto like dead mode, so I'm not interested in the metrics anymore. I'm just here to live life.
You can do
Damn
that,
right.
Yeah.
Wait, Grant, were you the one who said on Twitter that you took off your watch?
Yeah, I took it off.
Let's go.
I'm sick
I
of
just
it.
took off. I took off my track. I will be putting it back on. I'm just charging it, but I did take off my watch. In solidarity.
The thing about that study is it's absolutely hilarious that if you've got kids, like imagine me go downstairs or like see my wife come downstairs at 7 o'clock in the morning after she's been up with a baby all night and going,
No,
yeah, you just got to convince yourself that you slept all right and it's all
really do.
fine.
I feel great. I have tons of energy right now. Mind you, I ain't eaten food in 3 days and I crushed an Americano black coffee cold brew. That might be part of it, but I feel great. Fuck that sleep score. Fuck that 56 sleep score.
I think life is a massive game of mind over matter, and I don't think that watching Diary of a CEO or Chris Williamson and wearing a Garmin watch is the path to righteousness and happiness.
I think there should be Brian Johnson, and that's it, and that's the experiment. It shouldn't be like mid people, like people who are only famous for the sake of putting a microphone in front of their mouths, telling you what you should be doing. And that we spoke about the inflection point was I think everyone has this collective hive mind around where kind of like certain cultural movements go. And I think everyone was kind of getting a little bit fed up with it. And it's like, have you ever seen that like head and hands meme where it's just like, get 4 liters of water a day, get 8 hours sleep, make sure you go to the gym, make sure you keep up, like call your parents. It's just like, what the fuck is actually going on? Nobody's actually doing all of this. Yeah. And then that it was Diary of a CEO clip where it was like, I had 3 glasses of wine, I couldn't get out of bed. I was just like, fuck off. Like people literally used to like.
I had 7 Guinnesses on Saturday and then started a 3-day fast. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
So that's the movement that I've and there are a few accounts that are fucking insane where there's that guy who has like fuck my chud life. And then there's the account where
I don't know
he'll
that
like
account.
drink.
The account's
He'll
fuck
drink.
my chud life.
He'll drink like 4 cans of beer before going on like a 21-mile hike. Or there's this guy who goes and just like eats a load of mushrooms and then goes and does like a marathon. And then like that Matt Johnson is like #1 ultra runner on the planet. He just like fucking scrans cigarettes all day and just eats peanut butter out of the jar and like just eats donuts. And it's just like a complete antithesis of what you're being told to do by people who aren't actually doing the thing.
I'm pretty sure I met this guy. I'm pretty sure I met him at Shabbat, which is crazy. I didn't say hi. I don't think he's Jewish. I'm either I met his actual doppelganger or that guy is Jewish and was at Shabbat with me. I'm not. I swear to God, I'm at Shabbat 2 weeks ago with my parents in Fidei, which tracks because this guy's clearly in New York, right? Boston, New York.
I think it's Boston or Chicago. Yeah.
Yeah. So I met his doppelganger. I swear I met this guy's doppelganger at Shabbat. Again, I did not say hi, but Soulless, my lifeless, like that, my chud life guy showed up to Shabbat in Fidei. My parents. It's July 4th weekend. My parents did a staycation. My parents live in Brooklyn. They came to Manhattan for the weekend. Got a hotel in Fidei to like watch the fireworks and the flyovers and stuff they do for Independence Day. And we're at Shabbat, and they're like, "Oh, we're in the city. Come to us for Shabbat." So they went to like Shabbat at some synagogue Friday night, and I go with them to Shabbat, and we're sitting there eating Shabbat dinner Friday night, and fucking my chud life guy walks in with his friend, and then sits at a table by himself like a total chud and drink. They came to Shabbat. I don't know if this was actually my chud life guy or not, but if it wasn't, it was his doppelganger. They came in, and the Shabbat had a crazy liquor spread, and they only had a bartender for like the mixer before Shabbat. Like they had like a really nice mixer before Shabbat, and then they just left the bar there. You know, like you're at a dinner, and like they'll just leave the bar open. This was a really nice dinner, and they left the bar open. It was only top shelf liquor, like Classic, Goose, like all super fancy. And this guy walks in with his buddy, like 2 hours late. They sit at a table by themselves and just house a bottle of vodka. And I was like, it has to be him. Yeah. It has to. Who else would do that?
I think what a great What a great name to be known by, My Chud Life.
That's what I couldn't walk over and be like, "Hey, are you the guy from Instagram who has a horrible life?"
Are you the
Is that
are
you?
are you the soulless chud from Instagram?
And like, if it's not him, the aura loss is horrible. Like, can you imagine
God,
you're just a random dude and some guy walks up to you and is like, "Hey, man, are you the soulless chud on Instagram?"
One of the worst, I genuinely one of the worst oral loss I've ever seen is. Can you remember when we were at that dinner in Argentina at like lunch and you asked for ketchup and the guy?
Yes, that was rough. There were French fries. What am I supposed to do? Eat French fries without ketchup?
Yeah,
thought
to
this
be
was
clear,
American.
to be clear, I don't want to destroy people's reputations here. Ellie was not asking for ketchup with a steak. It was a perfectly rational.
It was a really good.
request
That was a
of-
really good lunch.
It was really,
It's a
really good.
lunch.
It was a perfectly rational request of, can I have some ketchup with my French fries? And these Argentinian guys, which should have known back then, by the way, piece of shit, made you feel
Should have
like
known better.
Should have known better. But
It's
I think
coming home. It's coming home.
I think to draw I think to draw a line under this conversation on this topic, I'm all for like the whole life maxing thing. I think the best times I've had in my life have been when I've been doing the things that I shouldn't have been. And I think, as long as you kind of everything in moderation, 80-20, 90-10, that kind of thing. But
I was sober for over 2 years for not any reason really. And I've since embraced drinking in moderation. I think drinking in moderation is truly the answer. It's again not the answer for everyone. Not everyone can drink in moderation. I've never been like a big drinking guy, but like if I have 2 Guinnesses on a Saturday, my Saturday is infinitely better than if I did not have 2 Guinnesses.
Yes.
Some people can't just do 2 Guinnesses, and then some people have 15 Guinnesses and do bag, and then their whole week is fucked. But that's probably not the answer. But if you can do 2 or 3 Guinnesses on a Saturday, your life is infinitely better. Again, drinking every day is probably not good for you either. But like, I don't think the answer is being sober. I can't tell you how many experiences I've cut myself off from in the last 3 years being sober for no reason. Like, it really sucks. It's not the move. I did it before it was cool, and it was not the move.
I agree. I sent this to my wife earlier as well, which she appreciated.
Shadow wives. Nice. For those who are just listening, it's a picture of Alex in 30 years, and it says, "A baby. I'm starting to drink heavily again."
It's not. It's Wolverine in the British countryside.
Yeah, you in 30 years, correct?
Yeah, let's take that as a compliment. Right, okay. Let's talk about some industry stuff. So,
Boo.
boo,
Boo, gay.
Right, what's where the fuck
Shout
did
out
that
Big H. Can we get a big shout out for Big H?
right, new
What a
type trader.
soundboard.
Is Robinhood chain everything that Mega ETH tried to be? That is a bold question and not one that I'm wanting to answer right now.
Boys, give me 1 second on the Mega ETH. I've got a Mega ETH.
Yeah, you do. Go on.
You got a cap?
I want Grant's take on Robinhood chain. Should we be taking data from Robinhood's chain with a grain of salt, flipping hyperliquid DEX volume?
Yes.
You can. Yes.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that's sick.
The Mega Kit does go very hard. Shout out Mega.
Yeah,
Mega ETH,
that's sick. Grant, we had Burb on last week. Shout out Burb. What a fucking legend she is. You
He's
were
great.
out of office. But yeah, we obviously touched on the Robinhood stuff. But what do you think of it? Because and then we'll talk about the rest of the timeline stuff, seeing Cash Cart and all this kind of thing. If the floor is yours.
I think they're definitely more likely to commit crime than Coinbase and Base. So I think it's closer to a Base comparison than to Mega ETH. I think they have seen the playbook before where meme stocks can onboard the masses, and they're just doing it exactly the same playbook again. Volume against Hyperliquid will almost certainly be washed. Allegedly. Disclosure.
Allegedly, yeah.
But I think they understand that to actually have eyeballs, attention, new users, if you can't just throw a token at them to make them rich, I think you've got to allow speculation to take hold. And if there's buy pressure on said tokens, then it attracts new users to come into the ecosystem. And then everything else is built after that. You have to go through the speculation and the retards to get to the promised land of everything else that you want to build. So I think they recognize that, and I think they're a little bit more savvy to how new users get onboarded as opposed to trying to brute forces or just gaslighting people into thinking they should actually use the chain. So I'd pay attention to it. I don't think it'll be flash in the pan. They have a lot more tricks up their sleeve and a lot more cards they can still play with listings and stuff like that. I think if they list Cashcat on Robinhood, every other asset on that network should probably get uplifted by 3, 4, 5x, in my opinion.
I think
so that's what I'm paying attention to.
Robinhood listing Doge was a huge catalyst for Doge ripping super hard in
Yeah.
2021. I bought Doge for the first time on Robinhood.
There we go.
So I think I'm incredibly bullish. I think that it's one of the, I think people are underrating how large an onboarding event it will be, because if Robinhood can convert even 10% of their users from Robinhood the app to Robinhood the chain, that's a massive influx of new crypto traders. I know so many of my friends who Robinhood daily, who day trade in Robinhood, who make all their investments in Robinhood, who do nothing on chain, who have no interaction with chain, don't have a wallet. So if Robinhood even converts 10% of their users from the Robinhood app to Robinhood chain and brings them on chain, that's a massive onboarding event of the likes we haven't had since 2023.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Also,
and they don't even need to know they're on chain. That's the point.
Yes, I think on further reflection as well, Bird made the great point about the degeneracy on Robinhood is what they made the name on, right? And I also think that they know that to open the floodgates to the retail, which feels kind of nonsensical that we're still talking about when retail arrives, but position yourselves as an RWA chain to crypto natives, sure. What is the easiest way to get non-crypto natives to trade crypto? It's not through RWAs. It's through memes, isn't it? Like if memes were ripping right now and we went to the pub tonight to watch England, what are your normie friends going to ask you about? They're not going to ask you about real world assets on chain. They're going to want to know about Cashcat. And I think it just makes complete sense as a fire starter for a chain. Whether that's right or wrong is your own opinion, but I agree entirely. And I also think they are completely comfortable and fine with playing the dark arts of allegedly, volume games and all that kind of shit. Allegedly.
Yeah. Allegedly. There's also all kind of tricks you can do that are legal to boost volume. If you make an asset.
One sec. Laser seriously taking this fasting at heart. Did he just drink a can of air? His can's so green it disappeared with his green screen.
Kind of dust.
Yeah. Fuck. Sorry.
To clarify for my fast, I'm doing water, sparkling water, electrolyte powder, and black coffee.
I really hope you were going to say something that was like totally not like that was super, super high in calories and you didn't realize that. And double cream.
And my heart rate, currently resting heart rate, is 115. All I've had so far today is 2 Zins and 32 ounces of black coffee. It's not good. I also have a heart problem. This is not good. This is like my mom's asking like 4 times if I called my cardiologist. I have not. My resting heart rate's like 115. It's really bad.
Oh, that's not great. We had a comment flash up there from Owen saying highly recommend watching Dumb Money if you haven't seen it already. I have, and it's a fantastic film. Do you know what else is a really good film, biopic down those lines? The Blackberry film. Did you watch it? The guy from
I saw the trailer for it. Looked great.
It's really fucking good. I actually watched it on the
Steve
flight.
Carroll in a serious role, and he's a fucking legend.
Yeah. He's awesome. He's brilliant.
The thing about comedic actors, people always write them off, like Sacha Baron Cohen or Steve Carroll. If you can be funny, you can be serious. Being funny is infinitely harder than being serious.
Yes.
The other two that are pretty good along that line are the Theranos Elizabeth Holmes. I think it's called Bad Blood on Hulu. That's really good. And the next sequel to Social Network's coming out soon.
With with Jeremy Strong playing Zuck.
Yeah, that would be fucking great.
That'd be awesome. I saw that the Michael Lewis book Going Infinite about SPF and EA is got an option for a movie as well. It's gonna be really interesting.
Of course it does, because like it'll be money getting funneled in from weird offshore sources as a propaganda campaign for SPF to get.
Oh, you think it's gonna go that way? I think it's gonna go the other way. I think they're gonna make tons of fun.
SPF almost certainly paid Michael Lewis to do something to do with that book because he just glazed them throughout the full book.
Yeah,
I had
to stop listening. I'm too fucking autistic to read, so I just listen to audiobooks. I just had to turn it off, and it ruined it ruined everything else that Michael Lewis had done for me.
Really, I'm a huge Michael Lewis fan. I've read almost every one of his books.
Well, don't
Don't read.
listen, Phil.
I'm
I'll
staring
read
at it right now. It's on my bookshelf right behind the
Don't do
camera. I'm
it.
staring at it.
It's just it makes you think, like, because you're so close to it, it makes you realize like how little he didn't know or is choosing not to say. And then it makes you just question, like, well, Flash Boys, like, how factually correct was he there? And like everything else that comes, like the whole like his whole, you know.
It's very tough. I think that would. I understand the point you're making. I think that would be very tough. I think I think SBF had the world done, didn't he, with this altruistic? And I think Michael Lewis, like, look, Ellie, you were reading Moneyball in Miami.
Love Moneyball. Yep. Great fucking book.
I know what you mean, Grant. I think
People got mad at Moneyball too. They thought he was glazing up. What's his name? The main guy. Fucking Ben.
Brad Pitt.
Yeah, Brad Pitt.
yeah, he's on the pipe. Before we talk about the
Billy Bean. Everyone's saying that he glazed Billy Bean super hard, and that Billy Bean actually wasn't that innovative. I'd imagine it's similar. If you were in baseball, if you were in trading at the time, you probably also don't love Billy Bean or all the stuff he did. So I imagine it's somewhat similar. I know nothing about that industry, so I read the book and I was like, holy shit, this is incredible. And it could be the same for Going Infinite. I don't know. I stole the book, and I want to talk about stealing books here for a second, guys. How do you feel about book theft? Because I'm very anti-thievery. I think that shoplifting is awful, and I think stealing is generally very bad. Book theft, however, I'm totally fine with. I think knowledge should be shared.
I feel the complete opposite.
So I didn't steal it from a bookstore. I stole it from a friend's house.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah. I want to clarify. I took it off his bookshelf and never returned it.
As long as somebody paid. As long as
somebody paid for the book. Yeah. Not from a bookstore. God forbid. No, would not steal from a bookstore.
Oh, right,
I'm talking about not returning library books, and I'm talking about stealing books from friends.
You're talking about exploiting not-for-profit organizations and
correct.
And exclusive.
Well, the library I
want to say there's something incredibly calming about walking into a Waterstones or a Barnes and Noble. I absolutely love that. That's a great Sunday activity. Even if you're not going to buy a book, just like go and look at the porno mags in the back corner.
I'll get lost in the Strand, dude. Next time you come to New York, we got to go to the Strand. If you're at all a book guy, the Strand is the best bookstore in the world. It's like a mecca for book nerds.
I imagine that where we walked into the Chinese watch reseller place, that the bookstore would be like the exact antithesis of what the place in Chinatown was.
Dormic opposite.
Yeah.
Well, the first floor is not, because the first floor of the Strand is like a tourist trap. So it's very noisy. It's only like top 10 novels, like J.K. Rowling's newest, like lesbian biopic and like shit like that, and like t-shirts that say the Strand on them. But downstairs in the Strand is a maze. They have a huge basement and no one says a word. It's very autistic. They have miles of books and they're all for sale. They have rare books. They have cool books. And you can just get lost down there for hours. It's so fun. It's such a cool way to spend a day in New York. It feels a lot. It's very Hogwartsian.
Yeah, we should have. Where is it in the city?
It's like Union Square-ish. Okay, it's like not far from where you were saying, actually.
Right. Look,
would have been very doable. Moving
on from books, before we talk about the slow disintegration of every social aspect of our industry, the market's up.
Mashallah, Bitcoin back at 65K.
Back at 65K. I feel like we've been bleeding down and ranging since I turned 18 years old. I'm unk now. Grant, what do you think? How is there any opportunity? You boys know where I'm positioned. I don't want to just sit and glaze over that endlessly. But what outlook wise, like?
I think the Sailor headline risk is probably getting saturated, which is a good thing. Where every piece of news isn't directly affecting the market. I think the war news is probably hitting saturation as well, where you're not seeing markets react as intensely to sudden drops of headlines that are coming. So I think all of those are a pretty good thing. Because there's multiple opportunities where people, if they wanted to have sold, could have sold, in my opinion. So I think here's probably a good little spot to start paying attention. That said, I think the next gen crop of tokens and or equity, and as we said this for a long time, is it needs to drastically change in comparison to what has previously came before it. There's way too much supply overhang from legacy distribution schedules that are still playing out and will be playing out for the next 2-3 years. So I'd be primarily looking at anything new coming to market. and it would have to have a drastically different distribution schedule and or just it just needs to be set up to want to have life in the secondary public market, as opposed to just being like a last ditch effort of scamming at any opportunity. So I think anyone who's looking at launching tokens with a fair and equal access opportunity for people to actually, be able to buy in the secondary and still actually make some money, I think probably will do well. What those tokens are, I can't tell you right now. There's a few that have been brave and come to market. But there's been too many opportunities where fundamentals from a company and or project and or protocol just aren't lining up with what their token's doing, no matter what they do. And stuff like that, you just can't pay attention to it because it's just a waste of time. There are a few things that could potentially interest me, like Jito just released, they're going to do 100% buyback and burn for anything going through JTX. That's interesting. I think that will definitely pass. But other than that, honestly,
yeah,
I
think as well that's added to the general fatigue that I have felt across the timeline and industry for as long as I can remember now. Really, I think it was as bad as it was going to get in Argentina last year. It felt a little bit better as we were approaching Miami and stuff, and then I think we've taken a huge sentiment dip again, where every time you feel like maybe we're going to get a little bit of momentum again, it just sort of gets pulled from within your feet. However, having said that, with what has sort of happened with Ansem's token and the Cash Cat thing, and there is obviously never not going to be appetite. But it does feel a little bit like, as you said to me earlier, Grant, off stream, it's like, are we still doing this? Are we still like not going to learn from past mistakes and rinse and repeat? And we're going to follow the same cycle, and then it's going to be the same shit. And then those who win will win. The others will get absolutely fucked.
Yeah.
Are we still going to do this? I think the answer is yes.
And let's not like pretend that we are. And like, let's not pretend that if you do catch something like that and ride it up and it's fucking 100x, it's like obviously really, really good. But I think that is its own silo within inside the industry. And I think the rest of the industry is failing to get 1% attention of what memes can get.
Yeah.
Like, and the problem with that is teams start looking around thinking, well, we deserve attention. I'd argue there's not many teams that do actually deserve attention, but because they've raised this ungodly amount of money, because all the VCs and the funds and the family offices have raised way too much money because they need the management fees and they need the performance fees, it just creates this weird situation where you've got quite half-assed teams, which are sat on ungodly amounts of cash and ungodly amounts of tokens. There's no real incentive to actually do anything worthwhile. You can just look busy, look very, very busy, not actually do anything. And I think it just creates this weird situation where until that cash runs out, until you've got this new crop of tokens coming to market that actually want to do something and actually have a business, then the situation becomes, well, if you've actually got a cash flowing business that's just spitting off cash left, right, and center, what is the point of a fucking token anyway?
The raise is the product. I want to bring this Pix tweet up because I thought this was like just great. I'm going to read it for our RSS listeners out there, which Grant thinks they don't exist. Someone's listening to this on Sunday morning on Apple Music, which is insane to think, but apparently so.
We love you. If you're at the gym listening to this on your headphones over an RSS stream, you're based as fuck.
You're based as fuck. Yeah, great. If Ellie says you're based as fuck, that means a lot as well. So I'm going to read it for people. So Pix resurfaced and said, 7 months ago, I quit crypto. I'd been in the industry for almost a full decade, and I'm ashamed to admit it took me this long to notice something about the game I was playing. There are two kinds of games with memory and games without. In a game with memory, what you did yesterday makes today easier. In a game without, every day starts from zero. Crypto is a game without memory. I know because measuring that was my job. I started this account at the bottom of the last bear market with 0 followers, and it grew to 100K in under 2 years. I wrote educational pieces and quite a few scam investigations that about 150 million people read. By any normal measure, it worked. The money was good, and I made connections I could never have made any other way. But investigating scams teaches you something you can't unlearn. Exposing a scammer has no effect. None. The people I exposed came back months later with new names and bigger scams. Every market remembers, stocks remember Enron. Banks remember 2008. Crypto is the exception. It forgets everything. It runs on attention, and attention resets every morning. The scammers were selling it. The influencers were selling it. I was selling it too. That's what a game without memory does. Nothing bad happens to you there is permanent, and nothing good you build there is either. Most of what crypto produces is shit exactly for that reason, with a few exceptions, of course. So in December, I canceled 6 figures of book promos, closed my company, and quit. The Reach guys unwound every deal without a single complaint in a market with no memory. I'd like that to be remembered. GOAT. People assumed I'd be back in a month. Instead, I spent the last half year building an app. I won't say what it is yet, but blah, it's the best thing I've ever made. And then the line that I like is, I'm posting this because I'm hiring and I want to fill them from CT. CT is what you get when you remove credentials from a labor market. The people who rise have nothing going for them except output. That's exactly who I want. So there's a few things to like in there. There's the first half of the tweet that you could discuss, which I agree entirely with, which is why doing business in this industry is T-Dubs. You can say my name. I'm the usual Apple Pod listener. There's 2 things you could say to this. There are the first half of the tweet, which I think is added to like generally how people feel about the industry. In that I think those of us that aren't pieces of shit that are doxed on the internet talking for better or worse, when you see this repetitive behavior not only being forgotten but then rewarded again further down the line, it does make you question what's the point in any of this. If this
we don't have jail.
We don't have jail.
That's the main thing. That comes down to.
Yeah. And then the second half of it, which is the more positive spin on the back of it, although it's great to see him back, is I do really agree with that line. And I think this is why crypto is such a tricky industry to put your finger on, because it is home to some of the biggest retards I've ever met in my life. And also some of the smartest, highest agency, most determined, driven people I've ever met in my life. And it's a weird place where these 2 worlds collide. And you think, surely the latter would outweigh the former, but we kind of are constantly stuck in this like vertex of I need to finish this point effectively, but you're stuck in this place where we're just on an endless hamster wheel of repetition. And I think that's why we struggle to see what's the next thing, because then Cash Cat comes around and it's memes on Robinhood, and this is the thing. It's like, where are we going to get to break out of that realistically?
Yeah, I think every industry becomes a repetitive industry. Everyone wants to be the 15th Uber, right? No one wants to be the first thing. I think crypto is just that cycle on steroids because it's monetizable. So when you see one coin do well, there's all of a sudden 37 coins exactly like it. Derivatives are just much faster in crypto, where in other industries it takes much longer. Like if for example, in fashion, right? Somebody invents wide leg fashion. It takes 4 years for Zara to start making wide leg pants. Well, nowadays fast fashion works a lot quicker. It's much more similar to derivative crypto, but like in crypto, you can make derivatives so fast. Someone was like, "Oh, neobanks are really cool." Plasma was crushing the game with neobanks. Now there's 1,000 neobanks. I know 15 people raising for another neobank. And when you monetize something, when there's ability to quickly access capital through a derivative, an industry like crypto, which does that better than anyone, you're going to have so much derivative. So it feels like we have had some really interesting net new ideas in crypto, but I think the reason why we get so worn out by it is just by the amount of derivative we see, where like Uber came out and then there was Lyft and then there was 1,000 of them, but it took a long time to get there and it wasn't as quickly griftable. Like the grift was to raise from VCs and raise a bunch of money, launch your app and try to do something, where in crypto, you just sell a token. So the grift is so much faster. The grift cycle, you can call it. The grift cycle is so fast that derivatives just swamp you, and it gets very overwhelming to be a participant in the industry because it feels like nothing new actually happens, because every time something new does happen, it's immediately the next 6 months of just derivative, token launch, retail getting rinsed over and over again. So I think that's a big part of it, where there are, like, every time we get so pessimistic, we're like, there is what to be optimistic about. There is really cool shit. It just gets overwhelmed by the derivative culture within crypto.
That's the other side of that's the double-edged sword of like the greatest capital formation tool ever created, though, isn't it?
It's also the
Because
greatest.
Like that comes with that.
And like, there's also no ramifications, right? That's a big part of it too.
Yeah, that's the borderless nature of it, the permissionless nature of it, the pseudonymity of it. It brings out, like, it blows both ends of the spectrum out when it comes to like really, really good, talented people and really, really horrible people. Yep. And they're all here. And it's one of those only places where they all mix. Do you know what I mean? And they're all in the same industry, but they're all at complete polar opposites. But it's one of those only situations where they actually converge and meet and have to, like, because like you get certain people, like the left, like not to go political, but just to make a point. Left will stay in the lane. They'll just actively choose not to listen to what the right is saying, and vice versa. The only time they will listen is to, like, say, well, what are they saying? And I'll just continue to choose, like, the opposite side of that. This industry just basically forces everything into the same pit. But there's a lot of people that are in here from a philosophical standpoint, or like an ideology standpoint. There's a lot of people that are just purely here to make money. The industry is in a weird position where its actual values are so bipartisan that it leverages capitalism to get to this weird libertarian ideal. That's the beauty of it. It leverages greed to get to a libertarian ideal. So it's the most bipartisan thing ever. No one would like to admit it, but at that very point, that's why you get this melting pot of complete fucking grifters and people that really want to, like, do the right thing. And that's why it's frustrating. Well, that's why it's pretty cool at the same time.
And as we saw, and I think we said this the other week, that's why when we saw the whole DeFi United thing on the back of the Kelp exploit, that's when you see the good side. You know, just like how the whole pseudo anonymity thing is so powerful, and then I think it just comes down to the individual's desire to exploit it. Like that's a great way to level the playing field. It doesn't matter who you are, what your background is, what you come from, like, what's the output. You will be measured on the output and your ability to turn up and do it and be a solid human that is dependable. And then the flip side of that, and by the way, a disclaimer here that we have definitely seen more grift from doxed people than undoxed people, by the way. But it's the endless paradox of this industry, which is, I think, in a weird way, what keeps us all from just saying, I've had enough. It's like, it's funny how we live in this microcosm of the internet space and subculture that there's so much going on at all times. It's addictive, isn't it? Like, how could you ever not want a part of this, despite it easily being the hardest industry on the planet to build business, in my opinion?
But when it works, it really works.
When it works, it really works. Yep. When it works, it really works. So look, in the past 24 hours, the joke on the timeline has been the other major issue with crypto is, despite what all your marketing gurus say about how they're breaking onto TikTok and Instagram is the new place, crypto lives on X, right? Fundamentally, it just does. It's where the culture is. I'm not saying that there's not an appetite for a certain type of content that can exist on other social platforms. Obviously there is. I think particularly like higher frequency trading, that sort of content works really, really well on TikTok platforms. So like if you are the likes of a FOMO or this kind of thing, those platforms are fucking brilliant for that sort of content. There's the disclaimer. The culture lives on X. If you come into, that's the first time I've actually organically called it X. If you come into crypto, if you told one of your friends, sorry, yeah, I deserve that. If you come into crypto and one of your friends asks you where to start, and you are not saying, you probably need to get a Twitter account. If you are lying to yourself, if you are saying, or you just don't know what you're talking about if you're saying anything different. However, the entire issue with this whole thing is it is a really unpredictable, terrible platform since Elon acquired it. And in the last week, I got a message from someone who is a good mate of ours, actually, and I won't dox who it was or anything. And he's like, how's things, mate? I haven't chatted in a while. I feel like Blockmates has been quiet, or something. He put it something like that. And I thought that was really interesting because objectively, we have had like some of the highest stats stuff going out recently. We've done some really good work. I thought, why is that? Like, kind of felt a little bit, that's shit to think that we're not being on people's radar. And then we learn that no one can see anyone. And not only was sentiment bad, but I thought it did feel pretty quiet around here. And then last night, Nikita tweeted, we're rolling out a small tweak to boost visibility of your posts to your mutuals, in brackets, people who follow you back. We noticed this data was missing from the algo and it made your friends appear less in your replies. This resulted in the reply section feeling more a little like a battleground with people you don't recognize. This should also help clusters form around interests more easily, which many people have asked for.
What, like the original timeline?
The original timeline. Like, what the fuck are we talking about? So then when we talk about sentiment shifts, all of a sudden I'm refreshing Twitter last night and this morning, and everybody, it's amazing. All it can take is one subtle thing for this hive mind that is crypto, and all of these weird and wonderful people to be like, oh fuck, like this is cool again. Like I can see shit that I want to see. And my friend who messaged me that said, I've seen like 3 posts in the last 24 hours. I'm like,
I do wonder though, when I first started Twitter, I was a lurker for a long time. Never posted, didn't really know any IRL mutuals who had Twitter. Then I started getting more public with my Twitter. I met a lot of crypto people IRL who had Twitter, and I now have a large, mutual relationship with hundreds of people on Twitter. So now I love seeing their posts. But I wonder what percentage of Twitter is actually just lurkers. Like how many people, most of my IRL friends who are not crypto people don't know anyone else in real life with a Twitter account that they want to interact with. And they mostly view Twitter as a breaking news source or as a way to follow these like large thought posters or whatnot. So I wonder, for crypto people, this is a dramatic update because now we have real life friends who can see their posts. It's kind of like Instagram where you can see your actual friends' posts. But I wonder for the majority of crypto users, of the majority of Twitter users, who I imagine are probably lurkers. Like I imagine 90% of the app is just lurkers. Yeah. They don't really have any mutuals. I would imagine the majority of accounts are not bots or just regular people. There's billions of people in the world who use Twitter as a news source, and they follow 3,000 accounts and have 0 followers back. So for them, this update means nothing. Like for us, powered Twitter users who actually post and actually have mutuals, it's a huge deal. But I imagine for the majority of Twitter users, it doesn't matter at all. They've seen no impact.
That's a valid point. I also, I think that it's a symptom that we have seen across other social platforms where we've created, they have created algorithms that are purely built to keep you on the platform, right? If you remember, there was once a time where you would open Instagram and it would give you a message and say, you're all caught up. Can you remember that? Instagram would say, you're all caught up, which basically was saying,
such a beautiful thing.
Go and touch grass now. You've seen all of your friends' holiday pictures. You know what Jack's having for tea. Like Ellie's in for Barbados. You can relax now. Now I open my Instagram. I see Ellie's eating hot dogs, and then apart from that, I'm just watching cooking videos of people I don't follow.
I see a lot of racist shit on Instagram. It's really bad. For a liberal app, it's so bad, dude. My For You page, I've been talking to girls, you're like laying with your girl, and you go to your For You page, and it's just horrible. It's just women do not like my For You page, is what I've discovered. I cannot show women my For You page. It's really bad, dude. It's really bad.
What have you been clicking on?
Not good shit, dude. Not good shit.
My Twitter's ruined at the minute. It's
you've liked.
I think my Instagram thinks I'm like a. I don't know what it thinks I am. I think it'd probably think I'm a.
It's also weird because Instagram made likes public around the same time that Twitter made likes private. So
yeah,
true.
Making likes on Instagram has become much more dangerous on Instagram because you can see what your friends liked.
Like as
you can't even look at shit because your discovery page is absolutely fucked, and if your missus goes on that, you Game over.
Cooked.
Cooked. But right, here's a crypto related question to the things we've seen on CT. Like, if we have some health breathed back into crypto Twitter, will we see more interesting things come to market? And it's a philosophical question because it's purely hypothetical. Do you think there is a chance that there are teams out there that are going, it's kind of pointless building or trying to launch anything into this like native audience because no one's going to see it or care anyway, because we were so heavily, and we still are so heavily dependent on Twitter being used as a communications platform to reach the people that would actually care about the product. Is there something good that could come of this amidst the dross of the last 12 to 18 months product wise we've seen? Like, is this an opportunity for teams to like have a little bit of a reset?
Yeah, 100%. Like it's like it's actively being, it's actively being suppressed.
Yeah,
and then there's the button that make everything less shit, and that's been turned on.
There's also the other side of it, which is like it's turning back into an echo chamber as opposed to a discoverability platform, which is also potentially concerning. Where like Nikita's post, if you reread it another way, is like, "Hey, we brought back the echo chambers. Y'all really loved the echo chambers."
True.
Like,
I think
if our feeds are crypto Twitter, but like there are people who have very bad feeds. Like I'm saying, like people who are really into certain kinds of activism and they only see that kind of activism. Like really fat people who only follow really fat people and the fat activists. I get a lot of that shit on Instagram. It's really fun. I enjoy it a lot. But like if that's your life, if you're like a really fat person and now all you see is other really fat people posting fat content, all you're gonna think you're just back in the fat echo chamber where before you might have seen alternate viewpoints. Like Nikita basically just brought back the echo chamber.
I read
Twitter.
Yeah.
Also, curious timing to bring back echo chambers right before the U.S. midterms. Like we are coming up on elections real quick. Like there's
conspiracy.
These platforms thrive around election time. It's kind of like Polymarket where they see most of their volume around election time. Yeah. X undeniably drives elections. Like we know the Russian media has spent billions of dollars trying to drive elections on X. It's curious timing. I didn't see anyone really talk about this on the internet, but it just came to me now. But it's curious timing to see echo chambers being brought back right before probably the most contested election of all time.
I don't know whether but I think as well.
I'm just saying it's odd.
Portnoy tweeted the other day. He was talking about. I see Twitter as a universe, right? And it's like made up of subcultures, which are the different planets. There's crypto Twitter, there's football Twitter, there's horse racing Twitter, and all of these worlds orbit like this sun that is XHQ in SF or whatever that may be. And every so often, and Portnoy was tweeting the other day, and he was like, the only subculture more insane than crypto Twitter is horse racing Twitter, because Portnoy's been terminally online his entire life. Every now and then, a tweet breaks out of one planet and does intergalactic travel and reaches every planet at once. One man that I know that is very, very good at breaking intergalactic space travel is Mr. Big D Senpai, who tweeted the other day, if you have a big dick, there is no way you can really fail at life. If things get bad, you can just look at your big dick and get happy. If they go good, you can do the same but feel double happy. It's quite unfair, really. And when people reach intergalactic crypto Twitter X travel and see Frog online, I do wonder all the time, who's this guy? What universe is he from? Shout out fucking Big D. Shout out Big D indeed.
Legend.
I think we're rapidly running out of time. I am incredibly warm in here. I want to go and have a beer and watch the England match. Do we have anything else positive to talk about, or crypto or theoretical wise?
Today's a great day for.
Oh, geez.
I didn't hear what either of you said there.
You go, Grant.
You go. I'm just going to say that England will progress tonight as long as there's no fucking shenanigans with the referee, which I'm not.
Taking out.
I'm not
going.
Sorry.
To go to 10-man.
I'm sorry. I need to interject. Grant, please bring up the Sport.fun league, because this is the final podcast of the World Cup, the final week of the Sport.fun.
Shout out Sport.fun. We love
to see how the people are standing. Shout out Caleb and Adam and all the Sport.fun guys. Adam was very critical of Grant's full English the other day as well, which is quite rude. But
I need a full English right now so happily. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Let me just Yeah, how do you think? I mean, while I'm bringing this up, what do you think is going to happen tonight? I think the ref's going to get swept away with the occasion, and the Argentinians are way more savvy and street smart than the English team.
I think we've got
And I
lots of.
think
No.
I think Bellingham's gonna get 2. I think Messi's gonna get 2. He's gonna go to penalty kicks. Harry Kane goes final penalty kick, nails it. UK wins 5-4 in penalty kicks.
What does this say the UK's about? Yeah, oh, that's a bit dark, T-dubs, to end the stream. We're talking
Probably
football
true.
now, brother. Probably true. I am going to say, I think England, if you strip the emotion out of the game, I think England have too much for Argentina. I think will see Nico O'Reilly score a header, and I think Anthony Gordon will score on the counter. And I believe that we will win.
Today's a great day for the your shit, but your birds off it. Your shit, but your birds off it. The chant has never rang truer than today.
Grant, are you winning there, son?
Yeah, I'm just finding the league.
I for the England match on Saturday when we spent 9 hours in the pub. We were standing for the England match. It was awesome. We found a bunch of English lads. We were at an Irish pub. It's called Sláinte, and we're going back to watch. If anyone wants to come wrench attack us, we're going to be watching the game in Sláinte today at 3 p.m. Great Irish pub. Couldn't recommend it higher. The best Irish menu in New York, and I'm really sad that I didn't bring you boys to Sláinte when you were in New York. Dude, this pub it's like 2 blocks from the crib. It's 2 blocks from where you guys were staying. Sláinte is the fucking vibe, bro. They have a full Irish menu. The staff is completely Irish. I don't know how I didn't bring you guys there, bro.
Ellie, I'm sure we did when you sent me that picture. I think that's where we went. I think it's the pub we went to of the Monday Knicks game when you and I sat outside because it was way too busy and there was a line. Can you remember? We were in and we left, and then as we left, the rest of the lads.
No. That was a different pub.
Okay,
it's the opposite direction. It's similar. Sláinte is the fucking vibe, mate, and they have a spice bag. This so the spice bag is particularly
spice bag in New York.
The first time I ever had spice bag was in London at Spoons with you boys at the Blockmates Spoons meetup, which was awesome. Shout out Blockmates Spoons.
By the way, let me just disclaim this immediately for any British listeners that are alive right now. We did not recommend that Ellie have his first meal at Wetherspoons. He was insistent that that's where he wanted to eat.
The spice bag was awesome. So Sláinte does a spice bag better than any spice bag in Ireland, bro. Sláinte's spice bag is unbelievable. We had 4 spice bags on Saturday. Unbelievable. They do a full Irish menu. They do a Rasher's burger. They do a full Irish brekkie with white and blood sausage. It's Sláinte is the fucking vibe, mate. It's a fucking vibe.
Off to the pub. Enjoy, chaps. Dubs, have a good one, brother. Up the England. Fucking come on.
Fuck Argentina. A bunch of Nazi scum.
OJ Gen 94, 4,196 points live. It's absolutely
cleaned up.
Where's Alex in this list? It's really go to the last page. I'm probably in the last page.
I'm 75th.
Nice.
Take that.
It's not bad. 63rd, Alex.
63rd.
Search laser soccer.
As long as I beat you two, I don't give a fuck.
Am I in last place? Yeah, let's go. I'm in last place. Come on. USA. Come on.
I'm taking that all day.
I think OJ Gen might have won with the games there. It's a pretty good prize if so.
Yeah,
send them Blockmates hat.
OJ Gen, if you won, you will win the prize pool. If you're not listening or you are, well, if you're live and listening, you should tweet us and we'll sort that out with the Spot Fun team. We'll probably do another Blockmates Fantasy League when the Premier League season starts again, TBH. Well done. Thanks for playing. I will leave you with this, fellas. Go and sign up to Plasma One. The QR code's there. You help us out. It's all really good. We don't ask for much, do we? We just give you plain straight up entertainment. Hang on to your seats. The bear market is nearly over. There's opportunity around the corner. I can feel it in my plums. I can feel it.
I just got a picture of Francis at the gym on day 3 of the fast, lifting 90, 180, 190, 235 pounds on the bench press on day 3 of the fast.
Unit.
Wow.
Fucking unit. We were at Safe House. We were at Safe House in Cannes, and there's a gym there. It's like 3 a.m. We're on the piss. We go into the gym. Francis full stack the lat pull down machine. I've just unit for reps, full stack on the lat pull down, full stack for reps on the piss at 3 a.m. in con.
Is
Fucking unit. Can't glaze the man off.
Is Francis a Manchester lad? Was he at the T?
Yeah. Oh yeah, big time.
Yeah. Well, that is the power of adrenaline coursing through his veins at the prospect of a huge semi-final in the World Cup tonight.
He's going to the final. He's going to the final. Man bought the final tickets for whatever, I don't know, 10K.
Yeah.
I'm doxing now. I'm not doxing, but he bet the value of his tickets on England winning in the final.
No way.
So he put like 20K on England to win the final. Because he spent like 20K on the tickets. Crazy odds right now, by the way, to pick England to win the final.
What is it?
Fucking unit. A fucking unit. I think it's like plus 600. Wow. I think bet 13. I think you bet 13 to win 60.
No, we're 23%.
Chadwick already coping what I'll do when the World Cup ends. You might actually get a better night's sleep and stop drinking. And I've tried to end this stream 3 times now, so I'm going to end it now.
All right, I'm going to go to the pub. All right.
Have a good